everyone. Oh, sorry, you caught me dancing. I'm Barbara from AllBrands.com. Welcome to the AllBrands show. And we have a wonderful treat for you today. We're going to be talking all about Brothers My Design Center. You can make your own designs in the machine. No software required. You can scan things. You can draw directly on the screen. It is amazing. So, oh my gosh, it looks like we already have a few people joining in. Sandra Bro from Louisiana. Good to see you. And Carrie, we want you on the show again, pretty please. Hope you're doing well. And Ann Keller. Oh my gosh, good to see you too. And Paula Roney. Oh my gosh. Guys, we are bringing it today with the education and the prizes. So please be sure to like, comment, and share this video because we're going to give away $100 in AllBrands box at the end of this video. So good luck there. Like, comment, share, or subscribe, and we'll pick a winner live today at the end of this video. So yes, so great to see everyone. And we're going to take a virtual trip to Barbara Jones's sewing studio. She is a Brother National Educator, and we are so excited to have her. So let's just bring her in.
Hi.
Hey, Barbara, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yes, yes. So how are things in your neck of the woods?
Actually, today is a nice day. We had rain all day yesterday, but today is sunny and mild. So spring is coming. So
oh, good. I can't wait. And yes, I'm thankful for these rainy days that water my flowers and allow me to stay inside and sew all the time. We've been having a lot of them here lately. Yeah. So did you know, I know you know because you're a Brother educator, but I don't know if the viewing audience knows that Brother has an amazing special on the machines that we're going to be showing today, and I cannot hide it under a bushel. I'm just going to stand on the mountaintops and shout it for the world to see. So let's bring up our first special that we have on the 10 needle machine. This is the Brother PR1055X. Y'all, with this machine, you get to combine 72 months, 0% financing. You get the free cap and the stand from AllBrands.com. And you get from Brother through a rebate, the PR playbook, and the Durkee 7-piece frames set with that. This is a deal that I've actually never seen a deal this good, ever. No. I've never seen 72 months, 0%.
No, something new.
So great. Oh my gosh. What's his name?
She is Lucy and she's 9 months.
Oh.
So, and she is
big. Wonderful.
Sorry. I apologize.
No. We love all animals here. So let's pull up the Luminaire XP2 special. That's the machine that we're going to be showing after the 10 needle. So if we could pull up that slide. This is also 72 months, 0% financing. You get the 100 Brother Best 100 thread set. That's a $659.99 value. And you get a rebate for a laptop. Y'all, these sales end on April 5th, 2021. So don't miss out. And we'll show you where our stores are located where you can purchase these machines. So if we can pull up that slide, here we are. We're AllBrands.com. We have 6 retail stores in Louisiana and Texas. So please come and see us, give us a call if you're interested in taking advantage of these specials. So Barbara.
Yes.
I am just oogling over all of your beautiful designs that you have in the background. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're sewing and with My Design Center?
Well, I kind of live in My Design Center because it does things that I can't do. So I love to create art And I'm not a long arm quilter, so I can do almost long arm quilting in my design center. And it just opens up doors for me that I was not able to open before. So when I both got the Luminaire and the PR, I just love creating. And you know what? I love quilting my older quilts that never had quilting in them. And that's something that's, you made these quilts years ago and you tied them. Remember the old tied quilts? And now we can put them back in a hoop and we can actually quilt around the design that was there, or in the triangle or rectangular square. So I do have some samples that I can show you how it all works. Should I go ahead and show them now?
We would love to see that, Barbara. And I love that we have the same name. And I got to tell you, we have a super fan in the audience, and her name is Barbara Jones as well. I hope she's watching right now. She's one of our super fans from Houston.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. All right. So let me just grab some of the samples I have here and hope that I don't knock the cameras for you. This is where should I think it's easier if I show it against the other camera. So let me switch my cameras and we'll try and do it that way so everybody can see, okay? So let me get this going here. And I'm going to go to the Luminaire camera, I hope. Yeah, there I go. Okay. With all the camera and the equipment, you never know. So this is an old quilt, or I should say it is an old bunch of squares that I actually did earlier. I mean, years ago when I didn't know how to quilt. I mean, I really didn't know that a 1/4 inch was kind of important. And when I put it all together, I really, really had to do some pulling and tugging and kind of making things fit, if you know what I mean. But then I took it to my design center and I actually started to stitch in the squares. So in my design center, I can actually scan the image of the square and then put a design right in.
Barbara, that is so beautiful. Christine Hall just commented, that is what I want to learn about. Me too. Well, it's so perfectly placed.
It covers up all the things that didn't match, you know? So I will continue to work on this and get the center done. I don't know what I'm going to put in the center, and then of course, either on the Luminaire or the PR, I can do the borders. So I can actually do the auto, the sashing borders that are on the machine. So that's, I tell you, these machines are smarter than we are.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier.
Right, it does. It does. So I also had a panel that I took, and I had done some free motion quilting in here, but this sun was all blank. So I took in my design center, I scanned it, I outlined where I needed it to go, and I stitched or quilted the sun. And then on the, I don't know whether you can see the stitching. Yeah, there you go. On the stitching on the pumpkin itself, I just filled in that. So we're on our way to having a full quilt of quilted, a more detailed quilting.
Hey, Barbara, guess who else is joining us?
Another Barbara Jones?
Yes. Hey, Barbara. So good to see you. I got to say, I almost emailed you a few times instead of Barbara about this video.
That's cute. Okay. Now, this is a bigger quilt, and this one is finished with the exception of putting in the new auto sashing. But I did actually bring all of the designs in and quilted it. It had stitch in the ditch before, but I wanted to add dimension and depth. So I just used my design center to quilt the rest of the quilt. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And I actually I could use the position offset to actually position this exactly where I wanted it so that it was centered in the design or in the size of the rectangle or triangle that I wanted. So, what do you think? Pretty neat.
That is absolutely stunning, Barbara. I'm so
Uh,
impressed.
yeah, and when I get through and I'm going to do the auto sashing, just in case someone does not know what the auto sashing is, this is actually the auto sashing. So what you do is you put in the size of your sashing, and you enter the length and the width and the width of your design that you'd like, and it automatically calculates what you need and tells you to move the quilt when you need to. It uses the camera on both of the machines. These are the 5 two-tone ones. So this is the grapes. And can you see the two-tone colors? Let's see if I can pull it up a little closer.
I can see the design. Is it a
Yeah.
variegated or is it two thread
No,
color?
it's variegated. They're actually 2 colors. So they are 2-color quilt sashes. Can you see the grapes? Where's one here?
Oh, yes. So the grapes are purple and the leaves are
Yes.
green.
See the scent of I guess they're little buds. You can see the brown and then the green.
Bronwyn says that you're inspiring her.
Oh,
You're inspiring me too.
that's good. And then, of course, my design center in the hearts. And again, you can position this just the way you want it. Look at how precise that is. It just hits exactly where you'd like it to hit without doing much fussing at all. Here's the shell again. I think this one's my favorite design. I love this one. But again, I was able to move the shell where I wanted it. So I could move it up and down or side to side. Let's see what
That's
other ones I have. Here's another one of the designs. And then the fourth one.
So you didn't purchase any of these designs, Barbara. They were all made in my design center.
Yes. Yes.
That's
And
phenomenal.
the candle wicking on the outside is built into the line designs. So absolutely. I have other samples. Let's see here. And I just want to mention that these can be done on both machines. The Luminaire has a few more decorative fills, but the same process can be done. And this is what I'm going to show everybody today, is actually how to use my design center to do a huge background fill. So this was done on the 10 needle. And of course it took many hoopings, but I don't think you can tell where the sections start and stop. Can anybody?
No, that is absolutely stunning, Barbara. Carolyn Weinert has a really good question. Can these be done
Sure.
on the Dream Machine too?
Yes.
And the answer is, in theory, yes, but all of these unique fills are available on the Luminaire.
Right.
So if you want a specific fill and more options, trade in that Dream Machine too and upgrade to the Luminaire.
Exactly. Goodness. And we're going to talk about doing applique today on the Luminaire. So this is just one of the quilts that I have that's applique. And all of this tacked down, instead of using blanket stitched, I use the decorative lines in my design center. Everything on this little wall hanging was done in my design center.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
All of the letters were done in my design center. So all of the candle wicking around the letters was actually written in my design center.
Did you cut out the letters with Scan and Cut?
Of course I did.
Oh, good. That is so cool.
And then I'm not sure we're going to get to it today, but you can also create your very own decorative fill. See the bats? I didn't have a decorative fill that had bats, so I went and I scanned it on my scanning board, and I put them all together and created my own decorative fill. Is that
Got it.
cool? Yes.
Yes. So Joni Weed just said, that is fabulous. My mind is reeling. Yes, mine too, Joni.
Okay. All right. So why don't we do a little bit of work on the PR? And I'm, let me come back to you all. And here we go.
All right, so while she's changing her camera, everybody, don't forget, like, comment, and share, and we're going to be giving $100 in AllBrands bucks that you can use on our website or in our retail stores at the end of this broadcast. So stick through to the end. We always give great freebies in our live broadcasts. So Barbara, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right, so we're back to you, Barbara.
I have a lot of designs that I stitched out years ago. Now, I've worked for Brother for 19 years, so I have a lot of test patterns, so to speak. So they're designs that I stitched out on a background that I just testing the pattern, finding out whether I liked it or whatever. And now with my design center, I can actually take those and make them look like something that was really hard to do and actually turn them into gifts. So I got a few of those together, and one of them was a design that I stitched out earlier, but it had been hanging around, and I didn't do anything with it. So finally I put a border on it when we got the auto sashing so that I could put the border around, but I didn't have any stippling inside. So now I have to go back and I have to do the stippling secondary or after the fact. So that's what I'm going to show you on the 10 needle, is how to do a background. And this applies to any panel, and I have some more panels to show you. Any panel that you want to tack down the backing or quilt it so that the printing on it pops up, or you want to give it some extra texture. So we're going to go to the machine right now, and then we will, I'll show you what I've done, okay? Quick change over here. And oops, that's the wrong one.
All right, so while you're switching your camera, I'll just come in full screen. And oh my gosh, it's so good to see everyone. Kathy Cumler says, love watching AllBrands videos, learn so much. We love you back. We love all of you that join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 3:30 Central. So it looks like Barbara's ready. So we're going to go back to her screen. I see a lot of Barbaras watching today. It's just a Barbara day.
It was a popular name. So, okay. So I have the camera set up, and how is the glare right now? Is it okay? Maybe if are we okay?
It's okay for now. Yes. But we'll let you know for sure if it's not.
Right. Okay. I also wanted to talk about the magnetic hoop from Brother that came out for both of the machines. It happens to be my favorite hoop on the PR. I love it. It's an 8x12 hoop. Barbara, I think you've talked about this hoop before. It has individual magnets, so I have it attached to the machine, so I'm actually going to move the camera. So if anybody doesn't like the movement of a camera, don't look away or close your eyes for a minute, okay? And I'm going to head it down just
here it is. Yeah.
What's that?
So we'll just go back to Barbara Jones's camera.
Yeah, go ahead. There we go.
All right,
okay.
We can see it now. Gorgeous.
Okay. So this magnetic hoop has individual magnets, individual pieces on it. So when you put it, there's the attachment or the base of the hoop. It actually attaches directly to the arm of the machine, so that there's no driver that you have to attach. It goes right onto the arm of your embroidery machine. And when you're putting the hoop or the magnets on, you kind of smooth the fabric and just go up over the ridge of the fabric. Now, what I have done, and can you see a little bit? Let me tilt this. Okay. And I'm sorry. I just want you to see what I have done. Okay. This was a design that I'd stitched, and it was just hanging around. And usually I stitch it on the white fabric, so it's easy to, it's just easy to see how the stitches come out. But now I wanted to put some stippling in the background. I had already done the border, and I'd already bound it. So I put it in my magnetic hoop, and I actually stitched a part of it. And I'm not sure what you're seeing. Okay, there you go. So the end, this part right here, I stitched in one section, and then I was going to turn it around and stitch the other section. And what happened was this length or measurement was wider than the 2 8 inches put together. So what I had to do was then do a smaller section, and then we're going to do another small section over here. But this is how you actually quilt after you put things together. It's simple and easy, and you can see by the background it's just a stipple stitch, but it makes a total difference in the whole project. It really makes things stand out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm gonna take my camera back to the screen, okay? Okay, try it now. Let's see. When I move the camera, I don't know where I am because I can't see myself. Try. Okay. Are we good? Let's move it back just a tad. Okay. And now I have the
all right, Barbara. Yes. It's Barbara here. If you could just move the camera up just a little bit and closer to the screen so that we can see the full screen. And thank you so much, Kathleen, for sharing this video. We really appreciate that, helping get the word out so everyone could be educated on these awesome machines.
How about that? Is that good?
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay. All right. So anytime I use my stylus, I always hope I put it back where it belongs, right? So, all right. So let's wake up the machine. All right. And you can see that I've, let's go back to home. And what I'm going to do first, of course, is go into my design center. And I'm going to scan. Now, I don't need a line image, and I don't need an illustration design. So I'm going to image scan. So I just want to know where the background is that I'm going to work with. So I'm going to scan it. And it's going to make a little noise, so hang in there. It scans about 3 times. It is really quiet, though.
Yeah, so we may ask you, Barbara, just to turn that one light off and zoom in just a little bit more so that we can see the screen just a little bit better. And then just zoom in just a little bit. All right, everybody, let us know if that's okay and if you can see. But
yeah, at home,
so far so good. Mm-hmm.
We have dogs barking. We have cats meowing. Yes, at home.
Hey, that's life.
Yeah, there they go again. Okay, it's probably the postman. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, so I apologize for that ahead of time. So this is the scan, and what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little darker so you can see it. Okay, let's make it one more dark. There we go. All right. So can you, let's see, I'm turning around to look. It is very hard to see, but let's see if we can can you see the blue line here I have? No? There's a blue line down here, and there's a blue line right here.
It's a little bit difficult on my screen. Maybe others can see it. But you know what I love?
What?
I love that you just scanned the fabric. You could see it on the screen. Hello. That's magic.
Right. And I also now know And what I did is I already have it in 3 pieces, or stitched in the first 2 pieces and then the second piece. And I need to move the magnets. This tells me that I am too close to where I need to draw my stippling. So I need to just scooch it up just a little bit. And with these magnets, I don't even have to remove the frame. I just remove the magnets, adjust my fabric, and put the magnets back. It is such a cool frame. It really, really is. And it holds things. And that's why I wanted to show you a quilt. All of the quilts that I did on this machine, because this frame, or this magnetic frame, has such a strong magnet that it holds heavy items. I know Cheryl did a Carhartt jacket on it, and it held that Carhartt jacket. So,
And everybody who's watching this video, if you're interested in additional accessories like that magnetic frame that's available for the 10 needle and the Luminaire, you can bundle that in with financing, which is totally it really is good just to take advantage of the financing and bundle in all the accessories that you're interested in.
Yeah. Now I'm just scanning again because I wanted to make sure that I get the entire area that I want to stitch in the camera, in the length. This is the tool that actually removes the magnets if you have a hard time removing them. When there's fabric in between the magnets and the frame itself, it's not really a problem, but sometimes when you have the magnets on the frame by itself, they're a little hard to remove. So this bottom piece runs right over the ridge of the frame, and this little piece tucks underneath the magnets and just lifts up the corner so you can take it off. Okay, we definitely have both areas that this is the area that I want to stitch in, and this is the area I've already stitched, and this is the other area that I've already stitched. So what I'm going to do, and I don't think, I'm looking back at my computer, and yes, it's very hard to see, but trust me, right in here is a jagged edge. Whenever I'm putting something together, I never leave a quilt quite straight line. No straight lines. You have to make it a wiggly line, so it's almost like a puzzle piece. When you put the next piece in, it's going to fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. So we're going to go, and instead of coloring, I could take my paintbrush and I could color in all right in here. So let's go up closer. Let's go here. Okay, closer, come on. There we go. It's not coloring. Okay. I don't know. Nope, don't want that. All right. So let's see if it draws. Oh, I know why. And you may have hit this. Okay, I brought it up so vividly that you can't see any of what I'm doing. I have to take it back once, and there's all my squiggles. See them? Can you see them? They're all there. I just had the background so bright that I couldn't see what I was drawing.
Yeah. So Barbara, let's try to zoom in just on that on the workspace of the screen, and then I think that we'll be able to see the squiggly line if you zoom in a little bit more. Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
It's just the screen is oh, there we go. Now I see it perfectly.
Okay. Oh, cool. All right.
Perfect.
Let's get rid of this section that I was squiggling in because, okay, you can either take the background totally away, or you can go up so that the squiggles don't show anymore. And that's what I was doing. So anyway, all right, we're going to take this away. And the easiest way to do that is to grab and you can't see it because it's out of the frame now, but it's the dotted line at the bottom of the screen. And I'm just going to draw a box around it and say cut. I just want to get rid of that. So I'm going to close the lasso and I'm going to cut. So there we are.
I love that feature. There's also an eraser too. I use either one.
Yeah, you could erase. You go back in here and erase it all. But if I wanted to get rid of it really quickly, all I have to do is go in here and draw a circle around it and then use my scissors to cut it away. So it's all gone real quick.
Love it.
All right, so I have an area here that I would like to fill. So let's make this a little darker again. All right, how do those blue lines show up? Oh, you can see them. Cool. You can see them now. All right. So I'm going to go, because it's a big area, and to get a really straight line here on the edges, I just go in and get a box. So I'm going to get a box, and the only thing I want is a fill. So I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to move it into that corner. Okay. Now I might have to rotate it just a hair because my edges probably aren't all that straight, or it's not hoop straight, one or the other. Okay, we're going to move it up a little bit. We get it as close as we can, and then we start editing. So I can also, instead of coloring in the part that's missing, I can also duplicate this and then move the next piece over so that what I'm going to do later is erase. I find it easier to erase than to draw. So I'm going to say, okay, now there's my whole section, and it's kind of filled in. Can you see it? Now I'm going to take my eraser, like Barbara was saying, and I'm going to actually erase out where I don't want it to go. So I'm going to pull it up here. And when you want to move around, you have to use the red box up at the top. You can probably see that blue line now, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Barbara. It's Barbara.
Yes.
Barbara Gary said, great software program.
It is. It is. It's a great software program, and it's built right into these machines. It's fabulous. So this is, I can take my eraser, and the blue line demarks where the stitching is that I already have done, okay? So I'm going to take my eraser, and I'm going to go right up and around that stitching line. You see what it's going to create, like a puzzle piece, right? Okay, and I don't want it over any part of my flower either. So I'm going to go up and around over the flower. And just get rid of anything that you don't want in there. And don't forget that there's a little piece up here. And let's move the box up a little bit. And go up on over here.
It looks like, Barbara, if you can color, then you can make your own embroidery fills and designs in my design center.
Exactly right.
At your fingertips.
I just love it. I mean, it is so easy. Now, I have a section all blocked off, and I don't think I'm going to worry about this little piece down in here because it's too tiny, and I don't think the stippling would go in there anyway. So we're gonna make it kind of an area that, you know, just erase that out. Now, I have, and let's pull this back. I have a section here that is not attached to anything. So again, if I went into my lasso, and I'll show you where the lasso is when we pull back a little bit, and I get my magic wand and I touch this, it automatically puts a box around it and says, what do you want to do with this? And I say, I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to use my scissors and get rid of it. And it's all gone. And that way, instead of just erasing madly and leaving a little specks of something that, you know, that considers stitches, I mean, they are stitches, it takes it all away in one fell swoop. So we're going to go in here to the magic. We're going to move our camera, our area over, our field over. And this one I can probably just erase. It's just small enough. And if you ever want to find out if you've erased everything, you go to where we were in the beginning, and I can't see anything, so we're good. Okay. So this one, I'll erase this one too. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
think so.
This is
Okay.
amazing.
All righty. So now we're going to go up here and just erase out the area on the other side. So this is the side we're going to stitch, and this is the side that we're going to erase. So we're going to go up here and we're going to erase out along this already stitched area. And I'll do that a little more carefully. I'll go up a little bit more on your zoom. You can zoom. You can really get in there 1600%. My goodness, it can be pixel by pixel almost. This machine is just so easy to use. Brother is known for that. Brother just loves, I mean, it's very easy to use. So we'll get rid of that. I'll move this up a little bit. And we'll go in here. You just have to be a little careful where you're going. And if you make a mistake, you can always either hit the undo button or you can go back and fill it in with a paintbrush. And I see a spot before that I can fill in with a paintbrush. So let's see here. We'll get this. Okay. And go back down here. Get these guys. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. And here is where I was a little overzealous, and I want to paint it back in with a paintbrush. So I want to take my paintbrush and get back on there. Okay. I think I'm good. Let's go out to the 100%. And now you can see that I've got this colored in, and I'm going to turn it to stippling. Now we have one little edge up here that I'd like to correct. So I'm going to fill it with a paintbrush, but I'm going to go with a square paintbrush so that I can go on an edge, and I'm going to go up pretty far in my magnification, and I'm just going to go up here. And with stippling, you don't have to be really, really careful. I love stippling because of that, just for that reason.
I love this, Barbara. So you're basically like taking the negative part of the design or the fabric to determine where you want your fill stitches for quilting.
I am quilting the back of this, and I am meshing the background so that when it's done, you're not going to be able to see where the joint was. Okay. All right. So let's go and change this totally. We're going to go up to our properties. Can you see? Yes. Okay. You can see that. I'm going to go get, I'm not going to go, well, here's all the decorative stitches, and we'll get into that on the Luminaire a little bit. But we're going to take the satin stitch or the stippling stitch, and we're going to turn it into stippling. So here we're going to just chain everything and turn it into the stippling. Come on. Stipple for me. There we go. So now it's stippling. Now I did the rest of it, and this is something that you should all remember. You need to write down your measurements. So I know that I went up to 280. I have a sample that I carried with me where I have forgotten what I was doing, and I have 2 different size stippling. So I always write it down or take a picture with your phone. Okay. Oh, I think that looks really, really good. I can make some adjustments. Yeah, okay. Oh, I've got 2 little boxes over here. Do you see that? 2 boxes. Evidently, there are things that I did not erase around in there. So I can go back and clean those, or I can just ignore them when they come up. I think I want to go back and just run a little bit in here. Let's go up a little bit further. I love my stippling tool, and let's go so I can see. All right, let's go back here. Oh, yes.
Barbara, I love that the 1055X, the newest model that you're on, yep, has the forward and back button. And I don't think that was available on the previous model.
Can you see the little crumbs that I left? Is it visible? Yes, you can see them.
So yeah, we can see that.
That's what was showing up on my screen in those little tiny boxes. So let's go one more. Let's go down. So yeah, it was just There's another one. Ooh, there's another one. Okay. So I think we're, oh, is that another one all the way down there? It sure was. Okay, let's go next and see what we've got. Oh, we had one more, but I'm not going to worry about that. So anyway, at 280, if I like that, I'm going to say set. And don't forget, put it in memory. Put it in memory, all right? And then say set. Oops, back. Thank you. And you can go to embroidery. It always reminds you that you're getting out of my design center. If you don't want to go out and you haven't saved it, now's the time. So now the edit. I always go and I scan one more time here so that I can look at a final placement of my design. Any questions at all? Okay, there we are. Now I can move this up a little bit. And
wow,
over.
Barbara, that's gorgeous. We don't have any questions so far. Just everyone is in awe.
Well, that's good. That's good. So I can adjust sometimes between this design center and the embroidery side. You have to adjust just a little bit. Oh, okay. All right. Come on. Okay, embroidery. And then, oh, there we are. That's easier. Okay, I think I just don't want the stippling to touch. So that's what I'm aiming for, is just to make it not touch. Move it over.
So, Barbara, Ann Keller, Ann, thanks for joining us again today. She asked, are there lessons on my design center on a CD or a workbook? So there is 2 workbooks available, one for each machine that we're going to show today, the PR1055X and the Luminaire. And there are the playbooks for those are definite must-have, and
right.
and there are the instruction manual is amazing, and with the Luminaire, there is a I believe there's a master class with Angela Wolf. It's a
Barbara,
virtual, but I'll have to look at that.
I'm going to stitch this. Why don't you mute me while it stitches, and then we'll move to the Luminaire.
Got it. All right. All right, everybody. So if you're interested, if you saw, this is my design center. It's a Brother product, and it's in a certain number of Brother machines that are available. So like mine here, my Luminaire, the 10 needle that Barbara was demonstrating on. There's also 2 more models that have my design center that are current and available, and they're called Stellaire. There is an embroidery sewing combination or an embroidery only machine. The Luminaire is a sewing and embroidery, and then the 10 needle is an embroidery only. But right now we have this special going on with Brother, and it's the spring sales event, and it goes on only through April 5th. So if you're wanting to get into a machine like this, now's the time. So let's just bring up that slide again for the 10 needle, because this is what the machine that Barbara was just showing. This is the 10 multi-needle machine. It has 10 needles. It has my design center. It has a camera. It uses the snowman, so you can hoop crooked and the machine will read the fabric and automatically rotate the design so that you can stitch it in the correct orientation. So right now, 72 months, 0% financing, stand, cap, Durkee frames, and the playbook. This ends April 5th. So we're switching over now to the machine actually that I own and love. It is a Luminaire. So the special on the Luminaire is 100 spools of thread, the laptop rebate, and you can combine that with 72 months, 0% financing. This is the top of the line sewing and embroidery quilting combination machine. It is amazing. You'll love it. So back to you, Barbara, and we'll talk more about the Luminaire.
It's almost done. Okay. And we're done, I think. Let's see if we hear the, yep. Okay. And it's finished. So let me take it out of the hoop and I'll bring it up on the camera. Okay. All right, here it comes.
Oh my gosh, Barbara, that is stunning.
All right, so here's the join here. Okay, here's the join up here. And the other joint, I think it was about, and it's hard to find, I think it was about here. Not sure.
Judy says, just beautiful. I agree, Judy. It's so amazing that you don't have to have steady hand or anything, because if you can color and press a button and thread the machine, then you can free motion quilt through quilt embroidery.
Yep, yes. So that's how I quilt. So
Me too.
that's right. That's right. So, okay. So we're going to talk a little bit, and I know that we don't have a whole lot of time left, but and we'll just touch on it briefly. But I wanted to show how I showed you the Halloween one. Well, this is a little deer, and I actually took and scanned the background into the machine, and it came up on my screen. And then I took my pencil and I went right around where I wanted it to stitch. I could have used a blanket stitch, but I chose to use a decorative stitch instead. And a little birdie too. Okay, so all of the applique was tacked down with decorative stitches instead of blanket stitches.
Wow. Oh my goodness, Barbara, did you cut that out on the scan and cut?
Of course I did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's another one. This is another quilt, and it's hard to see because it's pretty big, but you can see the background is all stitched in just the same method I did the stippling in. So I covered the entire background with the decorative fill, and then I put my applique on and used the applique, some of the fancier stitches here for the butterfly wings, the chain stitch for the body of the butterfly, and the candle wicking for the flowers.
Stunning.
So, and
Karen says beautiful. Nancy Gonzalez says lovely. Beth Small says beautiful. Janice Davis says lovely. Erin Martin said so colorful and lovely.
And this was it's a built-in design that I just used a piece of. So that was cool too. All right, so let me pull up or explain to you how I did this. And I'm not sure we're going to get a chance to stitch it, but I'm going to tell you all about it anyway. I just wanted to show the scanning board for the PR is horizontal. So it hooks on just like the magnetic. It does not need a frame. It hooks directly to your arm, okay? The scanning board for the Luminaire is vertical. So it's up and down, and it slides into your machine right over here. Now, what I did is I had a test piece cut out. So I thought, okay, let's stitch it down to something. So what I did, and I didn't have the design, I just had the test stitch out here. I made 2 of them. So what I did was I scanned it in my design center, and I don't know if it's still up. Does everybody know that at the last scan, if you go to your machine, there it is. You just have to touch this and pull it up. You don't have to rescan. If you haven't moved anything in your hoop, you can actually pull up the scan And there it is again. You don't have to rescan anything. So it's a really convenient thing. So there's the scan board on that. So what I did was I took and by the way, I don't know whether anybody knows, but you can use a mouse on your Luminaire. Okay.
What?
I find that
I didn't know that. I've had mine since it just came out. How did I not know that, Barbara? Thank you.
I don't know. And you can use any low cost mouse. The detail or the thing that you have to watch for is you can't use a fancy corded mouse. You can't use a one with a Bluetooth. You have to use a $6 or an $8 mouse, okay? Because the ampage on here can't be more than 40 amps. So, and it says right on the back, and if you're ordering anything or going to the store and looking for it, you just have to read what the ampage is on the back of the package, okay? Or check it out. But this is an easy way to actually use your mouse. And I find when I'm demoing, it's so much easier because my hand isn't in the way and you can see what I'm doing. So we are going to trace around the image that I scanned. So if it were a letter or if it were any kind of shape, you're just going to trace around. Now, up here in the top is your line draw, and it has all sorts of lines. And more decorative lines. So there's 17 types of lines involved in the machine. And then in the area, the setup area, you can actually do an open circle or an open line, a closed line, a straight line, or a connected straight line. And that's a misnomer, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around a curve with that connected straight line. So what I want to do is choose that, and then we're gonna ease over here so I can go. Now what happens is when you click on this, when you click on the start where you're going to start, it starts to draw, and I have to bring the resolution down a little bit. Okay, and we're going to do this, and I don't want the flower, I want the candle wick. Okay, so now I got everything set up. We're going to click, and I'm just going to go around and I'm going to click. The shorter the distance, the more it will, and it's not clicking for me. What is it not doing that? Okay, let's try it again. Okay. It was doing this before for me too. It was just, all right, let me try you can use aftermarket pens as well. Let me see if the pen works this time. The pen didn't work last time, so who knows? So let's go back. Okay, let's go back. I love my back button. Don't you love your back button? I love my back button. All right, so is it going to do? It's not going to draw. All right, let me just see here what it's not doing. Oh, I have to check this first. Oh, there it goes. All right, so the contact just wasn't made. All right, so we're going to start here. We're going to go up here, and it's going to draw a line. Do you see the line? It's not close enough. Can I get in? Let me go in a little closer, okay? Is that good? I think that's a little better. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm drawing a line, and every time I touch the point to my screen, I'm creating a line. Now, when I draw that line, can you see? I can draw that line, and I can angle it any way I want. And the longer the line,
Barbara, yeah, we can see it. Everybody in the comments, let us know if you can also see.
The longer the line, the straight or the line is, the shorter the distance that I take here, the more curved it gets. So let's go in just a little bit more. Okay. And now I'm just going to keep clicking over, and I would go all the way around. So if you're doing a letter, you would do the same thing with a letter. Now, sometimes you can actually get a little longer You don't have to go make such tiny marks, but you can keep going, and you click all the way around your design. Go up here and move it, and then start it again. Okay, so this is the way you would click all the way around. And then you would turn it into whatever design you wanted. So I did that portion of it. Can you see the, hang on, where is it? Got to go up, 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 up. There we go. There's the candle wicking. Okay, that's what I've already done. So I've already gone all the way around the design for us so that we didn't have to sit there and wait for me to do that, because it gets a little tedious after a while. And I will bring in that line for us. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and here it is. Okay, let me just, one more thing. I talked about the lasso or the select button. It's the same on the PR. It's the button at the bottom that has the dotted lines around it. And these are the choices that you have. And I love my magic wand because I can touch the magic wand and I can touch anything, and it just picks up the area that I want. If I had something else here, I would touch it. If I wanted the whole thing, then I would go and I would select the button all the way to the right, which is everything. Okay, so I'm going to do this now. My scissors are in light, they're active again, and I'm just going to say I'm good. All right, so I'm going to go up and get the one I saved. Are we doing it? We're almost close to, I'm trying to rush. There we go. So I saved it, and I'm going to bring it in, and there we go. And what I did is that I made it a little bit bigger. So I just enlarged it until it was like, I don't know, just a hair bigger, because there is this white border around here. All right. So then I saved it as instead of a candle wicking, I saved it as both. So I saved one as a candle wicking and one as a double line. So this, when I stitched it out, would be my placement line, and I've already stitched that out. So now I'm going to go in there and I'm going to save it as the candle wicking, and I'm going to stitch it out and tack down my design. So I have already stitched out the tack down. It's kind of hard. Yeah, I think you can see it. It's right there. So now I'm going to put my applique down.
Yeah, so you can use that cut line in your Scan and Cut to cut out a piece of fabric that same size.
I was going to mention that, because this was done. We cut them out in Scan and Cut. We brought the cut line in, and it's perfect. You don't have to go through all of the drawing. So you can combine the two machines like crazy. I mean, they feed into one another. They mesh, right?
They're besties.
Look at the and this was a satin stitch.
Beautiful.
So it is.
Believe how perfect that blanket stitch was through embroidery.
Yes, I couldn't do that on my sewing machine. I just
nope, not me.
I forget that there's sewing on this machine because I use it for embroidery so often. It hardly sees the light of day as far as sewing. Let's see what we got. Oh, I did that. All right, let's go back again. Anyway, did you want to add, and you can mute me and I'll try and start it up and run it through?
Sure. Yeah, we'll mute Barbara and bring me in while she's doing that. So we did have a question from Sharon Cruz, if we could bring that up on the screen, because I thought that was a really good, pertinent question. I know there's a lot of you out there that own Quattros, that own Dream Machines. The Dream Machine does have my design center in it, like what we showed today, but it does not have as many stitch options or fill options that you saw today on the videos. So I highly suggest that if you're interested in getting deeper into my design center from what you already have on your dream machine, if you just want to unlock more capabilities, contact us for a trade-in quote or allowance on that. And also the Dream Machine 2 does not have the projector like the Luminaire has. So this is specific to just this machine that Barbara and I are talking about. You can actually project the embroidery design on your fabric before you even stitch it out. And that's wonderful for seeing the colors, seeing how it's going to be placed on the fabric for rotational purposes, for like auditioning fills on your quilt, just to see how they'll look before you commit to stitching it out. So I do love that. Barbara, do you want to come back in, or are you still stitching?
No, I'm just lining it up. So,
okay, let's go back to Barbara's.
Yeah. All right. So there's my lining. I'm lining it up. And I might have to rotate it a little bit. There we go. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger so it catches all the outside. Let's do this a little bit. There we go. Oh, I like that. I think that works beautifully. Okay. So now we'll just put the needle down or put the foot down and go for it. Okay. So, and I'm kind of holding it. I didn't glue anything. So let's hope it all stay. Oh, change. Silly. All right. We're going to move it down, and I will just move the whole thing down. All right. Sorry. Do you have anything else to say while I move it?
Yeah. So Carrie Hurd actually had a really good question. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you, Carrie. Does the scan and cut sync with the 1055? So yes, they work wonderfully together. And the scan and cut will recognize PES files for cutting applique, which is perfect. And they just work very well together, just like the Luminaire scan and cut, and the Stellar. So if you're interested in a more entry level price for my design center, we do have not 72 months financing. So, but we do offer financing on the Stellar machines if you're interested in those. And those also work wonderfully with the scan and cuts. And Barbara, guess who's going to be on the show in 2 weeks? 2 weeks from today. Louis Carney.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I talked to him today. We're going to be talking about the embroidery and vinyl and scan and cut on April the 8th. That's in 2 weeks. Mark your calendars.
Very cool. Okay, it's stitching. If you want to, there we go. I should have hooked it in a bigger hoop, but
away. All right. Oh my gosh, that's looking so nice. So while you're finishing stitching, Barbara, I did promise everyone that we were going to do a random giveaway for 100 AllBrands bucks. That's a $100 allbrands.com e-gift card to use on our website, www.allbrands.com, or you can use it in any of our retail locations throughout Louisiana or Texas. So go ahead and get your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes in there. And I am going to ask Jordan behind the scenes to pick a random like, share, comment, subscribe, and bring them up on the screen. So let's just have a drum roll, please. Oh my gosh. You picked Barbara Jones.
It was random, I swear.
It was random, she says. Congratulations, Barbara Jones. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. It's so funny. You won when we had Barbara Jones from Brother. So congratulations. And it's so good to see you again, always. And you made my day as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm going to bring up, while she's still stitching, the specials on this machine. So don't miss out. We're going to bring up the Luminaire that I have, Barbara Jones has. I think other Barbara Jones might have this machine too. But if you want to take advantage of 72 months, 0% financing, I have never seen this on this machine before. So you can get a very low price per month when you purchase the Luminaire now through April 5th. And you also get $100 thread set and a laptop. Hey, maybe you can use that for downloading your designs on Brothers Embroidery website for more Disney embroidery designs. Just gorgeous, gorgeous designs. So, let's go back to Barbara. It looks like she's showing us something on the screen.
I am.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, and I didn't let it go all the way around because I wanted you to see how it just fits right around. Now, I would have taken more time and made sure it was better, a little more perfect, but you get the idea on how to tack something down.
That is stunning. Absolutely stunning.
For sure.
And it's so easy too, guys. It's literally, if you enjoy coloring, if you enjoy drawing, if you enjoy just being creative, yep, and not having a bunch of roadblocks in the process, then
exactly.
Yeah, this is the machine for you, the Luminaire.
I have so many more things stacked over here that I was going to show, but an hour just isn't enough.
Aw. Well, I'm okay with staying over just a little bit longer if you are, to show some more samples.
Sure. Well, I have some images or line draws that I scanned and then turned them into stitches.
So wonderful. We'll make you full screen if you want to show those.
Okay, yes. Can you see them this way or this way?
I can see you there.
All right, so this is probably a bigger area than the camera that I have. All right, so that was the scan, and this is the stitch out.
Cute.
With things in the back, the decorative fills in the background. This is a line drawing. I drew it, and then this was the stitch out.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Oh, and we forgot to even talk about how you can change the stippling background, how you use these modifications on it. There's so much
random shift, and I do have some. Oh, I got just the thing. Okay. This is just a sample of what happens when you random shift something. So this is one design, and I rotated it, I made it bigger, I made it smaller, and I random shifted it. And this was before we had all the options that we now have. This was only 3 options, okay? We have 6 options, and then 6 plus 3. So there's lots of combinations that we have. So it's fun. All right, so the owl. This was the owl I stitched, and here's the
wow
design. This was I was just playing around. So this is one of my pieces that I haven't done anything with yet. So this is the cat, and this is the design. This is the
embroidery stitches on the left, and the line drawing that you scanned in the machine is on the right.
Right, and this is the way it came out.
Is that photo stitch on your back wall?
Yes.
Oh, I love that too.
That is my favorite thing to do. That's, yeah. So, okay, this was the drawing, and this was the stitch out.
Beautiful.
So, and this one. So I don't have the drawing. I couldn't find it. So we're going to just go with what it stitched out in the black. Now that's a lot of lines, and that's a lot of work. A lot of line draw. This was it, and I did the same method on this one as I did on the piece that we looked before. I couldn't hoop the whole thing to do the background, so I did the dividing. So this is a piece I carry with me to show people where it was divided and how once you put it all together, you really can't see the division. Now let me turn this light.
Barbara, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Oh, wait, one more. This is it colored.
Oh, beautiful.
So
and it's so easy. I love these machines. What a treat. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, to the AllBrands show. Thank you, Barbara, for sharing your passion with us and showing and inspiring us and showing us just a little bit of what these amazing machines can do by brother. So if you're interested in these machines, I'll bring up the stores on our screen here. Just give the store a call if you're interested. You do have to purchase these locally from us. If you're interested in a trade-in, give us a call. And we'd love to get you into the machine of your dreams. So yeah, Barbara, thank you so much for being on the show.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you. And I hope I've inspired some people.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Barbara Jones, for winning.
Yeah. So we're just going to play a little bye-bye video, and we love you all. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next Tuesday.